So we're here to talk about the message of religion and spirituality and what the guides are going to tell us about that concept. Thank you, guides, for being present today.
Well, what they're telling me right now is it really is a concept. It depends on what you believe in, what you've been brought up to understand, and what you're willing to. They're saying sacrifice because for every new teaching or every bit of knowledge that comes into you, if it doesn't go exactly what your religion or what your belief is, you either have to sacrifice what you're hearing or what you believe. But they're saying that really isn't necessary because you can actually accept them both.
Awesome.
Most religions are based on love, acceptance, and the belief of a higher self, or a not so much a higher self, a higher being. The way my guides are telling me is it doesn't matter what you call the higher being. It could be source, it could be God, it could be Jesus, it could be Allah, it could be Buddha, Muhammad. It depends on what your religion or the religion's parameters are. At least this is the message I'm getting. And this is where it gets complicated because I believe in my guides. I believe in what I'm hearing. I believe what I've seen with my own intuitive mind or my where they've taken me. And I believe that what they're telling me is the truth. And it's simply this, that when a people organize a religion or they have a religion, and this is where it gets very, very dicey because you don't want to say someone's religion is wrong or right. But they're telling me that that spiritual being, that higher source, will come to those people in the way that they understand. And that makes sense to me because I know that when they allowed me to cross over, and this was in a deep meditation, I didn't have to die. I didn't have to relinquish my life in any way. They showed me what the crossing over would feel like and be like. And there was a higher source, there was a higher power, but the power didn't come to me as any particular being. It came to me as a complete saturation and surrounding of love and acceptance. And regardless of who I was or what I believed at that time, that was okay. The main message that they were trying to get across to me was love, acceptance, and everybody in this world, regardless of who they are, has a place within that realm.
So would it be fair to say that in that realm we are all light and energy as a soul?
Yes.
Do they have
Vibration.
vibration? Okay.
When my guides come across to me, they very seldom come in the way of a form. They have on a few occasions, and it's when I've asked them, can you show me something that I will understand? And this is at the very beginning. Um, that's when archangels came forward. That's when my guides came forward, and they showed me an image that I could understand. But then they also said, but we need you to see what is reality, what we really are. And at that point in time, it turned into vibration. Vibration and a frequency,
Oh,
a frequency that I could understand. And that all seemed to blend in to the surrounding area that I call the realm, but many people call 0 point field or the void or the field. Um, it's energy. It's a massive um, makeup of energy that surrounds the entire planet, surrounds the universe. It is energy. That's all. It all makes sense when you see it. It all comes together as one vibration going into another vibration, and that's the wonderful thing about it, because when you're here on Earth, the vibrations that you send out are going to be the vibrations you get back. So if you're sending out vibrations of hate, of greed, of wanting, you're going to get that vibration back. You're going to get that vibration of hate. It's going to come back to you. Greed will come back to you. So it's the vibration you put forth in this lifetime, this world, that you're going to receive. Now, when I experienced the vibration of the field or the realm, all of the vibrations came together. It wasn't like there was one opposing vibration pushing it out. It was an acceptance of every soul, every vibration was able to come and blend into that, and there was an acceptance. It didn't matter who or what that was.
so can you guys help us understand what happens when a person incarnated passes from this realm and returns home? What is the process?
I can tell you what they've showed me.
Okay.
I can't tell you what happens with any 100% certainty. But if I was to say, do I believe what my guides have told me or showed me? Absolutely 100% I believe it.
Okay.
So our bodies are a shell. When we incarnate into a body, into a form. Now, being in the job that I used to be in, I've seen many people die in front of me. I've had people die in my arms. And there was one thing for certain when that soul passed over. There was, from the body, a loss of energy. There was a loss of almost electricity. There was a loss of vibration. I remember telling this young lad or boy that he was going to die. And there was no doubt in my mind. He had such horrid injuries, he wasn't going to even make it for the ambulance to get there. When he was in my arms, he looked up and said, "You came." It was his mother. When I ended up talking to the young man's father, I told him what had happened. And he said that his mother had passed away 3 years prior to this, and that on her deathbed, she told her son, "Don't worry about death. It's nothing to fear. When you cross over, I will be there to meet you." And she was. When he crossed over, I knew the instant he did, because that energy, that soul, that light was gone. And it went straight to where he was looking. And I saw the two energies fade and cross over. No doubt in my mind what it was.
So
And
then,
that's happened many times.
so then what have you guys told you about what a soul goes through when they go through that process?
They cross over the realm and into the realm, and they're met by their soul family. We all have soul family, we all have soul mates. When you cross over, you're met by your soul family and you're embraced. And this is not a time of sadness. It's a time of welcoming you back into, almost as the fold, as you say, into the realm. Welcome you back into the love that they have, and it's absolutely unconditional love that surrounds you. And then you feel like you belong. Your vibration melts. Okay, that energy now, that your soul is now that vibration we're talking about, that energy source. And that energy source is accepted into the soul family. And in accepting the soul, they then show you your life. You sit and you contemplate your life. And this doesn't all happen instantaneously. What they've told me and made very clear, time has no meaning on this realm. Uh, Time does not exist. And that's why when I tell people, if they're having problems with their life, that if they're thinking about what happened yesterday and the troubles they're having yesterday, and they send out that vibration, and now they're living that vibration today, they're actually living in the past because they're actually creating that past. And that's what I'm trying to explain. When you get there, there is no time element. So you can take as long as you want to review your life and to see, have you met your commitments and have you not? If you haven't, it's not looked upon disdainfully. It's looked, well, okay, so let's see how you could accomplish that. And can we go back and do it again? Or would you like to go back? No soul is made to return to this realm or this earthly plane. You're given the option. And most souls that have not completed their task will say, yes, I want to go back and do that.
So what happens to a soul when they learn lessons? Is that what we refer to as ascension or evolution?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you come, say you come to learn lessons of greed, um, selfishness, and mistrust. That doesn't mean that you have to suffer mistrust. You can mistrust somebody and learn that lesson, or you can be cheated on, and that will form that mistrust. The greed can come in either way. Someone has taken something from you to hoard it and to greed it and taken that from you, or you have done that to somebody else. So it depends on how that lesson is learned, and it doesn't really matter how it's learned as long as it is learned. When you come back, then you review your lifetime and you come forward and say, yes, I learned that lesson. I learned greed. I know what greed is. I know what mistrust is. This is what I did to somebody, or this is what someone did to me. Now, when you're discussing that with your soulmate, you could be discussing it with the person that actually did it to you, because there is no judgment there. There is no hatred. There is no, I'm good, you're bad. It's, I helped you with this lesson that you had to learn. And sometimes that's hard on the soul because they have to sacrifice their well-being in that lifetime or that plane to make sure you learn that lesson. And that's what they say, karmic death follows.
Do you guys have anything to say to us around this topic that we haven't touched on at this time?
Oh, there's much they're saying.
Uh,
They're saying that we have only
Scratch the surface.
not even scratched the surface. They're saying when you have an iceberg, and they say that 90% of that iceberg is underwater and only 10% is being seen. We haven't even gone there yet. We're only looking at the snowflake upon that iceberg. There's so much more to crossing over, to learning lessons, to the acceptance of love, that it takes generations upon generations to learn this. And this is why we try to instill in every soul that is incarnating into this realm that time matters little. Time is there for you to use, not to spend or not to hoard. Time is always there for you.
I think that's enough for today.
Okay.
Thank you, Glenn, and thank you, Glen's guides.